Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, July 5, 2023. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has joined other regional leaders in celebrating 50 years since the establishment of the Caribbean community, CARICOM. The CARICOM heads of state symbolized the group's fortitude and strong foundation with yesterday's Time Capsule initiative, where leaders signed and sealed documents which will be opened in 50 years' time. The heads of government also pledged their support for environmental preservation with a tree planting ceremony in Trinidad and Tobago on Tuesday. CARICOM Day is celebrated annually on July 4. And while in Trinidad, Prime Minister Andrew Holness sought to strengthen the bonds of friendship with South Korea. Talks were had with the Prime Minister, His Excellency Han Duck-soo, on renewable energy and digitization. The leaders also discussed bolstering the island's security apparatus with technology integration to include cameras and sensors. The Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF is reporting an overall reduction of 16% in major crimes since the start of the year. Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson released the figures at a virtual press briefing on Tuesday. The data shows that there's been a 13% decline in murders. Shootings, rape, robberies, and break-ins also recorded reductions.
We found that gang conflicts still account for the highest proportion at 67% of the murders. Interpersonal conflicts accounted for 20%, while 5% occurred in the furtherance of other criminal acts, and 8% are still being determined. This is a shift as we see a reduction in the gang-related murders and an increase in the interpersonal.
The police commissioner says the JCF continues to work with communities, partners, and through its domestic violence intervention centers to counter interpersonal conflicts. In other news, the Ministry of Health and Wellness has set aside $189 million to bolster its Know Your Numbers campaign. $3 million will be distributed to each member of parliament who will carry out health-related programs in their respective constituencies. Portfolio Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton made the announcement during yesterday's sitting of the House of Representatives. Dr. Tufton says the program, which is sponsored by the National Health Fund, will be rolled out this summer. The first phase of the initiative will see $63 million being expended to host 2 health fairs in each constituency, targeting students and seniors.
Once persons who have been tested, and you're doing so in conjunction or collaboration with the regional health authorities and the National Health Fund, once persons are encouraged by the leadership on the ground of our members of parliament and their respective teams, then we will take additional necessary steps to provide counseling and support to these persons. If they are in good stead, encouragement to remain that way. And if they are not, Madam Speaker, to provide support through the health system, starting with the health centers in the community.
Meanwhile, the rest of the funds will provide basic support and enhance the credibility of health centers across the island. Dr. Tufton says a needs assessment must be conducted to identify the neediest health center in the respective constituencies. Parliamentarians must also engage community members in a Know Your Numbers activity.
The idea is to have, therefore, approximately 3 health fairs organized with the leadership of members of parliament, supported by the regions and parish health. And if we average 80 to 100 persons per health fair and 3 per constituency, you're looking at anywhere between 15,000 and almost 19,000 persons over the next couple of months who would be screened, including a segment of our young people in our schools.
And finally, 30 farmers in South St. Elizabeth who incurred significant losses due to recent heavy rains have received essential materials and supplies to assist in the recovery effort. The donations, which were presented recently, included seeds, farm tools, fertilizer, insecticides, and irrigation equipment. The items were provided by the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA, in partnership with several key stakeholders. Minister of State in the Agriculture Ministry, Franklin Witter, says government will continue to support farmers while building the sector's resilience.
We will continue to place as priority training in climate smart agriculture and agricultural disaster risk management to ensure that our farmers make all effort to assist where possible to reduce the loss and improve production and productivity.
And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.